back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who thinks back on the time that they spent with you with fondness, and I would even say on difficult days when they want to distract themselves from the problems they're dealing with. They think back to the vacation you took together or the time where you were dating. Maybe it was you went to college together. Even though there was a difficult ending, or even though they feel like their heart was broken over this connection with you, they would do it all again, even if it had the same ending where the two of you no longer are together, because those memories are so valuable to this person. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Grindhard. How you doing? I hope you're having a good day. All right, let's start off with the Cat's Eye Tarot and see what else we've got for you. I did also wanted to make sure to mention that Friday, November 28th is the 4-year anniversary of my channel. Thank you to those of you, whether you subscribed last week or 3 years ago. Thank you for helping me make this a reality. I do treasure the time that I get to spend with you all. So on Friday, I'm going to do something to give back a little bit. Some free questions or free readings. And tomorrow, being a holiday, I will probably either not record or just do one live stream. Hello, Tribal. How are you doing? Hello, Famous Seamus. I hope you're having a good day. Is your birthday on Friday? Oh, that's perfect. You should definitely get a free question then, don't you think? We have the 10 of Swords and the 2 of Swords in the reverse. Endings, difficulties, sadness. I know that you had to make that decision, or I understand that it was the right thing for you to walk away, even though it was difficult for me to deal with that, right? Hello, X. You might not have that opportunity. Hello, Airline. How are you doing? Aw, that's a little too personal, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. That sounds good. Hello, Aja. How you doing? Hello, Gigi. Hello, Ad. Please don't call me that. My name is Carmen. We've got Magician in the reverse and the Sun in the reverse. This is someone who just did not do right by the connection. It's like, I know that I need to put the garbage out before the garbage truck comes by tomorrow morning, but gosh darn it, I'm too comfortable and I don't want to go outside right now. So whatever, I guess I'm not going to do it. They knew there was something they needed to do. They knew that there was a change that needed to happen, or perhaps a conversation that needed to happen, but they didn't do anything. They watched that garbage truck from the front window and they were like, oops, well, I didn't do it. 5 of Cups. But as time progresses, they feel more sadness and loss over the action they refuse to take towards your connection. Hey y'all, if I tell you specifically not to call me something and then you follow it up by calling me that again, I will block you. Hello, how's it going, Seg? How's your day? Hello, Super Bowl. Please don't communicate in the live chat in a language I do not understand. You can translate that to English if you don't mind. Gigi, this is a general reading until about 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes when I start doing personal questions. So we have a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse because I wasn't willing to be reliable or faithful, perhaps, because I wasn't willing to give that amount of time or effort. Now I'm missing this person. Now I don't get to like actually see them or be around them. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Grindhard. Like, whether or not wifey's talking about you today, family or friends, ask about you. Am I her boyfriend without asking? That's an interesting question because that does tend to happen, doesn't it? Well, you might have to ask. Does she love me? All right, I've got those written down for you. Thank you, Grindhard. Hello, Rick. How are you doing? Hello, Shake. Well, welcome back and thank you. Look, I understand that there's plenty of people out there who do exploit or scam people. I think those are the people who lose their gift if they do have one. I take it as an obligation or responsibility if I want to keep my gift to have good intentions and actually want to help people. So that is genuinely my reason for being here. I kind of hate social media. Like a lot of other people on here probably post more pictures of themselves and stuff like that, but like I kind of hate that-ish. But tarot has helped me, you know, when I was in a difficult place and didn't really want to accept this is the direction I need to go in. So if I'm able to help somebody identify that direction, that's totally worth it for me. Hello, Hem. How are you doing? We're gonna need to be a little bit more respectful than that. All right, so we've got 7 of Wands and the 3 of Swords in the reverse. I love this card because I've definitely seen cats make that face before. This is like, hey, I know what I want and I have to go for it. So this person who procrastinated or refused to do the healing work or the communication with you that they needed to, it does feel like they've made some progress. They learned a very important lesson, or maybe even a couple of them, because of their interactions with you. Hello, Satya. I do personal questions at about 30 minutes in with priority to those who tip or donate. If Super Chat is not working for you, you can also donate memberships to others, and I will answer questions for that as well. I do prefer to stay away from health questions. We've got the 7 of Cups and the 3 of Wands. Trying to make a choice. Okay, so back then when I knew you, back then when we were together, I was resistant to working on myself or doing the things that I needed to do in order to be a good partner. But time has passed, things have changed, and so have I. I still think back on the time that we spent together, and I'm wondering if I were to take action towards you now, what would be the outcome? If I've changed and you've changed and things are in a better place, do you think like there would actually be a chance? Because they feel like they've learned a lot from you. They feel like they have a better understanding of who they are or who they want to be, what they want for their life because of encountering you or meeting you, even if it was like a decade ago. So you help this person prioritize what's important in their life and reassess how they approach those connections or those responsibilities in their life. All right, this is We'll go with the Earth and Bones Tarot. Hello, George. How are you doing? If you just have a question, I take personal questions at about 30 minutes in after the general reading. So you just have to super chat. Include your question with the super chat if you don't mind, then it's easier for me to see. Otherwise, if you want a long form personal reading and private where other people aren't watching, you can email me and that is in the description box for you. Those personal readings start at about $40. All right, so we've got the 6 of Petals or 6 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wicks or 5 of Wands. Maybe if I give back what I enjoyed about our connection, if I return that energy, instead of fighting against the current and resisting the things that I know are expected of me in a romantic relationship, maybe then things go better. Maybe then we could make work what we failed to make work in the past. 6 of Wands. Yeah. So I think they're wanting to have a second chance and feeling much more confident that they could actually do right by you because of the emotional differences, their maturity, their approach to communication. Thank you for the tip, George. I'm going to write down your question. What's in my near future? And you are right after Grindhard's questions, so you would be the second person whose questions I address in my near future. Hello, Helena. I do. Hello, Jeremiah. Has she told friends I'm her boyfriend? Hopefully I can read that. I wrote it super small. Hello, Steve. How are you doing? 4 of Petals, which is the 4 of Pentacles. The Queen of Wicks, or Queen of Wands. Ace of Wicks. And the Knight of Jars, or Knight of Cups in the reverse. The truth is, you have always been the one that got away. When I think about being in a serious relationship, even though it may have been 5, 10, or 20 years ago, you're the person who I see. You're the person I want to make a life with. So they're probably going to be reconnecting with you or finding a way to communicate their interest and try to make sure that you know that this is somebody who has actually been working on themselves. Try to make it clear that they're not making an offer just to have a little bit of fun. This is something they've been thinking about for a long time. Hey, what's up, Bessie Tiana? I hope you're having a good day. It does that. In fact, I think that's what it's supposed to do. This is the situations deck. What else do we have? Realization, awareness, finding out, coming to light, insatiable, unquenchable, wanting more, and lesson, karmic. This is a karmic who wants to redeem themselves, someone who taught you about what you're willing to accept or tolerate and what you're not, somebody who helped you to define your self-worth, and who also feels like you helped them to get on the right path after they had maybe been exhibiting some pretty immature or unhealed energy, behaviors. What else? But you're the one they think about pretty exclusively. I don't see this person out here dating a bunch of people trying to find your energy in someone else. It's more so, I'm going to work on what I need to, and then when I have the ability to make this work, I know who I want. The issue here is they know that they have to address the fact that in the past, they were in denial about their feelings for you. They felt uncomfortable wanting like so much from you or with you. They felt like it was easier to ignore falling in love or ignore the desire to be with you, ignore the call to action. So there's anxiety over how do I talk about this with you so that you understand that I've learned from that and I'm not going to repeat that. Poison, toxic, unhealthy behaviors or people, and negotiator, bargaining and begging. I think we have a recent friendship or perhaps even a family connection that really made it clear to them. What are we calling you? So you would be the Queen of Wicks or the Queen of Wands that inspired this person. And they would be the Magician in the reverse. Someone who felt like, that seems like a lot of work. I don't know if I want to do that, so I guess I'll keep it moving. They've been surrounded by negative energy, people who I don't know why, but the example that's coming through is somebody who scalps tickets. Like, I make money off of doing nothing. How can I get somebody else to pay my way? Or how can I kind of like trick people into paying for my things? They deal with perhaps some not very trustworthy friends or family members. And it's helped them to better understand why there's such a difference in your experience, or their experience with you, I should say, and their experience with these other folks. So it's like, I don't want to deal with that fake energy anymore. I don't want to deal with people who think that they should, you know, take advantage of kind people. I would rather be around people like this Queen of Wands who has integrity, good intentions, right? What's up, Redbeard? Yeah, please don't spam the live chat. Helena, if you could put some of your comments all in one reply instead of putting like 2 or 3 words per comment, I would really appreciate that. This is the Poe Tarot. Ooh, the Moon. And the 8 of Paws, or the 8 of Pentacles. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams. I do feel like this is somebody who has a bit of magic within them that they kind of forgot. They assumed they were just normal or average like everybody else. Almost like this is somebody who is trying so desperately to fit in with everybody else that they're like scrubbing away all of the cool things about themselves. You know, I remember in high school feeling this pressure to be like everyone else, and I've never really been good at that because, quite frankly, I want to make my stupid jokes or puns, and maybe I like music that nobody else has heard of. You know, we should all celebrate those little differences, those idiosyncrasies that make you special. And I feel like there's this call to be themselves instead of trying to fit in with this group of people that they have ignored and declined and ignored again. But when they decide to really tap into that energy and be themselves, that's when the good things start getting manifested for them. That's when things turn around. So this could be somebody who has found that their finances have improved, or that there's just less drama because they're not putting up with this energy anymore, right? Hello, Heather. How are you doing? Oh, that's so sweet of you to say. Thank you. So the 8 of Pentacles has a quote from the Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, o'er many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." The true genius shudders at incompleteness, imperfection, and usually prefers to silence usually prefers silence to saying the something, which is not everything that should be said. I have kept my distance from you, or we have been no contact for so long, because until I am comfortable saying everything that I need to say, I don't want to say anything at all. Because to tell you a little bit of it would be an injustice to the story, or to tell you some of it and not all of it would make it seem like maybe I haven't learned my lesson about being honest with you or authentic with you. So yeah, this is, I know I can't really come back around, or I know I shouldn't reach out to you unless my intentions are good and I can actually follow through on my promises, right? Hello, Sparrow. How are you doing? Yep. And that accountability can be tricky. Magician. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only the one word, as if in his soul that one word... Oh, sorry, I have to start over again because I messed up one of the words. Excuse me. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. And of course that word is nevermore. And that's what they're thinking about. Is it something where I need to accept that I'm never going to see you again? Is there a possibility that now that I've worked on myself, we could actually have, you know, a happy relationship? Would you accept me back into your life if you knew that I wasn't going to treat you the same way that I did in the past? Or should I just accept that that's how the cookie crumbled? Should I just move on because I messed it up and I only had that one chance? I love you guys. How you doing? It's a good card, isn't it, Tiana? This is the Masonic Tarot. Just keep in mind with the Masonic Tarot, it can be a little bit confusing that gold is associated with fire as opposed to earth. And mallets are associated with earth signs. Knave or Page of Chalices, Temperance, and the Six of Wands or Six of Gold in the reverse. There's hesitation and a little bit of a lack of confidence, a little bit of shyness, right? I want to make this love offer. I want to pursue something with you, but I am just a little bit nervous about it. I don't know how you're going to respond. Even though I do want to make clear that I've been able to solve a lot of the issues that got in the way, even though I want to make sure that you're aware that I have stepped away from the negative influences in my life or the behaviors that made me act maybe a little bit less mature or responsible than I should have been. Will you give me the chance to prove myself, or are you going to take one look and assume it'd be just like another failure, right? Hey, Damari, please don't assume that people are at a loss for religion. That's called judging, and I know that that's something that you're not supposed to do, right? Hello, Cam. How are you doing? This is a general tarot reading. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? Hello, Co. I actually have one. I think it's right there. Yeah. Right, yeah. We have the Tower. They're gonna tell you they've been thinking about you all this time. I know that you probably are still mad, or I know that there's a chance that maybe you're talking to someone else or you're just uninterested in communicating with me, but I have to at least take the chance and express my interest and tell you that things have changed in my life. Because if there's a way to make this work and I don't take that opportunity, I would regret it. Hello, Ziggy. How are you doing? Knight of Pentacles or Knight of Wands. in the reverse, and the Knight of Mallets, or the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. That's funny. So here they are together. This would be for Wands or fire energy, and this one would be for earth energy. See how they're like building a wall back there? They're both in the reverse though. This is somebody who is like meeting some sort of obstacle in their way to communicate. Maybe they realize they don't have your phone number anymore. Maybe they realize that you blocked them. Maybe it's an address change. But it's like, okay, I finally decided that I want to communicate with you and find a way back to you. And then now I don't know how to do it. Now I don't know how to get a hold of you. Death and the Four of Mallets or Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So how do I convey this? I think we've got somebody who's looking for a creative way to get in contact with you. Asking, you know, a friend, looking you up. Queen of Swords, I think they ask a friend. Hey, you know, I know we haven't talked in years and you may not remember me, but I briefly dated, or, you know, we met on this trip and I'd really like to get back in contact with so-and-so. Is there any chance that you would be willing to give me their new number or help me out with an address? I want to send them a Christmas gift, whatever it might be, right? And some of these folks are going to be told no or not get a response. Because the whole idea was you weren't supposed to know how to get a hold of me, right? Hello, Turbo. How are you doing? Hello, Monica. How are you? So we have the Four of Cups, the Sun, and the Ten of Mallets, which is the Ten of Pentacles. So I'm going to lay out on the table all of my emotions. I'm going to let you know that I think about the time we spent together all the time, and it's been an inspiration for me to focus on the things that I needed to change in my life. And now I see that one of the most important things in my life was having a connection like I do with you. So even though I know there's a chance you might reject me, even though I know there's a chance you may not believe that I can offer a long-term relationship, what I really want is to try and to do right by you and to have something really meaningful with you. So they're going to do their best. Some of them may not even get the chance to communicate that. Some of them may be rejected, and some of them may actually be able to convince someone, right? Yep. It's like that sometimes, Ziggy. Hello, Rachel. How's it going? Yes, this is still the general reading for at least a couple more minutes. Hello, Carrie. We don't step on crap twice. I like it, Turbo. Well, here's that confirmation. It's a lot of toxic energy. So I think this magician has had to decide, do I want to go back to all that manipulative energy and just be content to hang out with people who are toxic, or do I want to be a better person? Do I want to start hanging out with the people who I can trust? Thank you, Stephanie. Let me add that for you. And it should be just a couple more minutes before I start those personal readings. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. Ooh, so because this relationship has, you know, died, because there have been changes, there's a shift happening that allows for a new relationship. So this is someone who's saying basically, I'm ready to be in a relationship, and the person that I want to be with is you. The person that I dream about living with or having a life with is you. I think we could be very good together. But they have to basically sell you on this because their reputation precedes them, and their reputation is not exactly glowing. Loyalty. Your partner only has eyes for you. Twin flame. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So maybe this doesn't apply to all of you. Remember, these are general readings, so not everything will resonate. But for many of you, this is a twin flame connection. And this person who thinks about you all the time and who has changed because of the time that you spent with them has a sense of loyalty to you that they have to literally nobody else. Has a connection with you that they feel is different than anything else they will be able to find. You are on a bit of a pedestal for this person. And you may also feel that this person is a different type of connection or a more spiritual connection than you felt with other people. Sometimes there's this push and pull that keeps you kind of fixated or coming back around to the same person. If that connection is inspiring you to continue to work on yourself and helps you to improve upon your confidence and your self-worth, dig in. But the twin flame journey too often becomes about, this is the only person that I could be happy with, or this is the only person that I consider to be my soulmate. There is never just one person who could make you happy. Do not put all of that responsibility on anyone's shoulders. If this person is healed and you want to be with them, you might be very happy with them. If this person is coming back around a little bit too early because they think they might lose you and they haven't done the work that they needed to, then there's probably a new divine counterpart walking into your life in the next couple of weeks or next couple of months, right? There's a positive change happening in your love life because of the work that you've been doing, and they might be able to pick up on it energetically if you are, in fact, twin flames, right? Hello, Candy. How are you doing today? Hello, Nora. How are you? This is the Overthinker's Oracle. I'll pull a few from here, and then we're going to start those personal questions. We've got Grindhard up first, then George, and then Stephanie. We've got, I'm sorry I broke your heart. Incoming communication. They can't wait much longer. They feel a sense of urgency to reach out and see if they're actually able to rebuild with you. This time, I promise you, my actions will match my words. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. Thank you, Ziggy. I'm going to write down your question and we'll hop to on those real quickly here. Will I meet someone new? I've got that written down for you. And thank you. So this person is feeling guilty. They do think that they let you down as far as what they offered or what they said they were going to be offering in this connection. They feel like they treated you poorly or they did not follow through on those things they know would have been able to show you how they care or that they love you. So it's kind of like go big or go home. They did get involved in a living situation or a relationship with somebody that was making them feel stuck or has been making them feel stuck. I feel like for the majority of you, this is talking about friends or family connections, their living situation or the community around you or around them. For some of you, it could be an actual relationship that they felt stuck in. I'm so sorry I let you down and I wasn't who you expected me to be. I will love you until the end of time. You can't stop fate. So I do think this is somebody who feels like you are twin flames. And they may feel like that is like giving them an edge or an advantage. They know that they owe you an apology, of course. Oh, thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. And they have a tendency to play games. Look, games are fun, but like not if you didn't ask someone if they wanted to play. They're feeling a little bit extra confident and like they have to do everything they can to not lose you. They're starting to really accept or be honest with themselves that this connection is different from others. So that's 2 Oracle decks where we had the Twin Flame card come out. And we also have acknowledgement, right? I know you're my twin flame, or I know you're my soulmate. I know that you are a very important person to me. But for them to use that, it needs to be paired with, that's why I worked on myself. That's why I've made changes in my life, right? All right. We're going to go with, this is the Catamancy. And we're gonna start. Hello, Ember. How you doing? Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Heather. We're gonna dive into Grindhard's questions. The first question is, has the wifey been talking about Grindhard today? You have the Hanged Cat in the reverse, High Priestess in the reverse. No. Is this because she hasn't really been talking much today? She has been talking, but it looks like there's something that she's really focused on, some sort of positive activity. This would be like, I've been procrastinating on something, but I finally got the motivation and I'm working through it and dealing with that right now. Oh, thank you, Ember. If you check the description box, I actually have a second channel. It's not monetized, so there's no advertisements, but it's just me reading my favorite literature and poems like Edgar Allan Poe or Emily Dickinson. So feel free to check that out. And what about family and friends? Are they asking about Grindhard? Some are, yes. I feel more so in the friend category. Family seems to have a pretty good grasp on information, or maybe they're waiting until the holiday to get more information. With Temperance, though, I do feel like there is a friend here who feels like maybe they should be more accepting or welcoming towards you. This, I think, is the jealous friend who has tried to maybe disparage you or say some not so nice things about you. I think now we have somebody who feels like they need to let that go. We have the 8 of Cups in the reverse. So this is like somebody who initially didn't like you, feeling like maybe now they approve, right? And is Grindhard being seen already as like her boyfriend without having asked? Yes, Ace of Swords. Why do you just say coins? Okay. Oh, there it is. 10 of coins or 10 of pentacles in the reverse and the 6 of cups. Even though you are not official, there are people who are expecting it to happen or are anticipating that it is eventually going to happen. And with the 6 of cups, I feel like there's someone here who's predicting that you are going to have a child together or children together. Does she love Grindhard? No, not at this point, but there are, it's like, I appreciate that that could be something, right? Again, she has some pretty significant boundaries or a wall. So it is pretty challenging to get this person to fall in love. But this is someone who feels like you are a person worthy of giving to, which is an important step, right? I want to be around you. I want to spend time with you. I want to prioritize. I want to be good to you. This is like the foundation that goes down, like is required before you build a house, right? This is the foundation for the love stage. We do have the 3 of Swords, Part of this is because of the pain or betrayal that she has experienced in the past. Has she told her friends that Grindhard is her boyfriend? No, but I feel like there's kind of some teasing or some, yeah, like, how's your hubby doing? I think the general consensus is this is like boyfriend, girlfriend at some point. If it's not tomorrow, maybe it's the day after that. But with the lovers, this is like, yeah, we know it's not official, but it's gonna be, you know, like just give it a little bit of time. I know where this is headed. We've seen this before. Almost like a little bit jokey or like making fun of, right? All right. Good luck with that, Grindhard, and I hope you enjoy the holiday tomorrow. Let's move on to George's question. I'm going to get a different tarot deck as well. I'm going to go with the Egyptian tarot. What is in the near future for George, please? What is in the near future for George, please? Five of Wands in the reverse. High Priestess in the reverse. Two of Wands. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Well, so it feels to me like there is some need to consider something a little bit more than you have. You may feel like you have all the information to make the right decision. You may feel like your intuition is guiding you in a different direction. I really don't like to talk against somebody else's intuition, but I feel like there's information here that you are missing. So in other words, hold off on making any major decisions. It looks to me like you would make a decision and then regret it because, whoops, I didn't realize there was more to the story. I didn't realize that somebody had misled me, or I didn't know that that was your actual intention, or that you got, you know, stuck in traffic. There's jumping to conclusions or feeling kind of impulsively justified in something that needs to be halted or, you know, paused for a little bit because somebody deserves a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt. It feels like there's some timing issue or like consequence or circumstance I couldn't plan for. I would have been on time if I had known that the mayor was visiting, or I wouldn't have been late or showing up in dirty clothes if someone had sent the message to the right place. There is some sort of failure of communication or information getting through that once you have this information, it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I don't really need to make such a big deal out of this, right? I'm grateful for you too, Tiana. Hello, Chastity. How are you doing? Hello, Kindian. How are you doing? That's amazing. I'm a professional troller, but I see too many mods in this channel. I'm concerned that I'll be banned quickly. Is the comment of the day. Especially with Rachel and Tiana here. They'll be like, boop, you're done. Adios. Hello, Santiago. How are you doing? Is there a positive outcome? This is just saying as long as you're not rushing through this, as long as you take a moment, pause, and look for the information around you, or maybe even ask somebody, then you can avoid some calamity or making the wrong choice. Good luck to you on that, George. And let's move on to Stephanie's question. What's the good news coming towards Stephanie, or what positive information is there regarding the next several weeks? Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles in the reverse, Queen of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. The good news that's coming to you is there's somebody who's making a decision about you. This is a person who has been a little bit back and forth. I really like you one day, and then the next day I have some doubts, or I feel really good about things, and then, 2 days later I'm feeling kind of insecure about things. We have somebody who's finally making a choice, or like, okay, I know what I want. And that choice is somebody who wants to be with you, somebody who loves you. So if they've been a bit hesitant or non-committal, or maybe even distracted by other things or other people in their life, this is somebody who is deciding, no, that's the person that I want to be with, and I don't want anything to get in the way of the two of us. So decisive love energy coming your way. And I hope that's somebody that you want to be involved with, Stephanie. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hello, Lotus. How are you doing? So Ziggy is asking, will I meet somebody new? Well, the answer is no, but it's saying there's somebody who already knows you, who is interested in you. They're getting a little bit anxious. I'm seeing somebody pacing, maybe even sweating a little bit. Somebody who wants to communicate to you about their affection. They've been keeping this secret. So I don't know that you have an idea about this. So will you meet somebody new? Maybe, but what's on your spirit guide's mind is that there's somebody here who is incredibly attracted or interested in you, and you don't have any idea that this person wants you. So they're trying to make the decision to communicate, but they have been like I said, real shy about it. And this is somebody who tends to spend a lot of time on their own. So it's not like bothering them to be alone, but they are starting to get nervous that if I don't tell you what I'm thinking, or if I don't confess my feelings, then maybe I'll miss my opportunity. Hello, Lester. How are you doing? If you super chat and put in the super chat your question, I will do that for you. That doesn't mean you won't meet anybody new, but this is somebody that I don't think you're expecting to hear from. What is my potential doing for Thanksgiving? Does that mean like potential mate, or like your potential? They have the day off. This is somebody who's refused an invitation. I feel like this is somebody who wants some time to themselves. Queen of Gold in the reverse and the Seven of Cups. I think this is somebody who's like, yeah, I could go hang out with some people, but I think what I'd rather do is pick up some Chinese and watch some reruns. As far as how they view you, this is somebody who feels like you have a take charge attitude, or you know how to navigate difficult situations, but they feel like specifically towards them or a romantic connection, you may be a little bit indecisive or prone to overthinking, maybe slow to pursuing someone or confessing those emotions, right? All right, so let's do this, Ziggy. Is there something that Ziggy could do or change that would bring someone new into the love life? Yes. Three of Cups in the reverse. This is basically saying you have a need for a new community or new friends. Go make some new friends. This is where you find a new love interest. So don't go into the situation trying to date everybody, but meet some new friends. And I feel like through that person, you meet a new person. Does that make sense? Heather, most people tip anywhere from like $3 to $10. Hello, Chillin. How are you doing? Thank you, Santiago. Happy early Thanksgiving to you as well and your fam. I still can't believe that comment about professional trolling. It cracks me up. All right, I'm gonna try to find a freebie real quick. Ooh. So, famous Seamus, I'm going to see what we've got for you on that. You commented about hearing from the wife. For famous Seamus, is there going to be communication from the wife? There's a pretty good chance that the birthday is the excuse or the justification needed to communicate. We have the Four of Wands, the Lovers, and the Three of Wands. I know I've been procrastinating, or I know I haven't been taking action towards this, but I think this is a choice finally being made. I've got to do something, or, you know, I'm going to lose this connection. Hello, Wayne. How are you doing? Candy is asking, will I be financially free soon? Yes. Two of Wands, Five of Swords, Page of Swords in the reverse. Tandy, there's something or someone blocking you, but I feel like your intuition is already cluing you into this. So you may feel like you need to make an adjustment or make a change, and follow that intuition, because there's someone who sabotages things for you. This could be a boss who doesn't want to give you a promotion even though you've earned it. This could be a friend who gives you bad advice or encourages immature behavior. There's something here. I feel like it has to do with communication or the people that you're dealing with. When you address that problem, it removes that blockage for your abundance. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it there, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for hyping the video if you're able to, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.